Hey guys, it's another deck tech, if you want to call it that. This time it's going to be Rowan, Scion of War. Actually had a chance to play this deck over the weekend, and I played it only once. I probably should have played it more, but only once for the time that we played, and it was great. I won in a pretty cool way, so when I get to those cards, we'll kind of go through them and I'll talk about it. But yeah, Rowan's from Wilds of Eldraine, so one of the newer commanders. I also made Hilda and I made Agatha, so I'll be going over those as well. I did play with both of those too, so both are really fun. So let's get into it. Snuff Out. That's always a fun one. I didn't realize this was somewhat of a $10 common. Pay 4 life instead of paying the mana cost. If I control a swamp, destroy target non-black creature, it can't be regenerated, instant. And the whole point of this deck is to lose life, and not die. Lotus Petal, always a plus for mana. Unspeakable Symbol, another positive for the deck. Pay 3 life, pay 3 life, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Enchantment, so I can just pay 12, put 4 1/1 counters on something or whatever, and my next spell is reduced by a ton. Nashi, Moon of Sages, Scion. Another fun one. It's got no Jinsu, which is always good. Whenever Nashi, Moon, Sages, Scion deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of each player's library. Until end of turn, you may play one of those cards. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its mana value rather than paying its casting cost. So, again, right with the commander. Foreboding Ruins, Sanguinate. A way for me to gain some life, wipe the opponents, or when I use her, I'm gonna put her right here. When I use her for her ability, Exsanguinate could be 19 or 20 easily. Mana Blood Caves, Myriad Landscape, March of Wretched Sorrow. As additional cost to cast the spell, you may exile any number of black cards from your hand. The spell costs 2 less to cast for each card exiled. It's a black and X. March of Wretched Sorrow deals X damage to a creature or planeswalker, and you gain X life. So same situation, Exsanguinate can be huge, and gave me some life. Dormant Volcano. Plunge into Darkness, kind of a tutor and pay life card. Choose one, sacrifice any number of creatures, then gain 3 life for each sacrificed creature, or pay X life. Then look at the top X cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, or remove the rest from the game. And also Entwine for a black, so another way to pay life. Ooh, I love this. Just the artwork for Count Dracula. It's Sora and the Mirthless, so Planeswalker, 2 and 2 black, comes with a 4 loyalty. +1, look at the top card of my library. I may reveal that card and put it in my hand. If I do, I lose life equal to its mana value. -1 or -2, create a 2/3 black vampire creature token with flying and lifelink. -7, Sorin deals through 13 damage to any target, and you gain 13 life. So I'll probably never create the black vampire, but you never know if I need a creature for some life. Read the Bones. Scry 2, draw 2, lose 2. Always a plus. Wayfarer's Bauble. Get some mana. Necrology. Now this is kind of an older card, but a fun one. 3 and 2 black. Play only during your discard phase. So I hope I have a spellbook or something out. Pay X life, draw X cards. So I could, pay 15 life, draw 15 cards if I really wanted to. Cinder Barrens. Soul Ring. More mana. Ruinous Path. Just destroy target creature or planeswalker. Witch's Cottage, Urbar Volcano, Beseiju, who shelters all, which is good. Comes into play tap, but I can tap it, pay 2 life, add 1 colorless mana in my mana pool if that mana is spent on an instant or sorcery that can't be countered this turn, which is good. Mountain, Command Tower, Solemn Simulacrum, draw and search for land. Justice Will, another huge one for the deck. Choose one if you control a commander, you may cast a spell. When you cast the spell, you may choose both. Add a red to each card in target opponent's hand. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. So, lost life for whatever reason. Tap her. Play this for, probably 1 red. And then get whatever mana from somebody's hand. We'll say 6 or 7. Look at the top 3. I could probably cast them all. Torment to Hellfire. So, this is one of the cards that I won with. Pretty sure everybody knows what this does. 2 black and X. Sorcery. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. We'll get back to that in a minute. Barbarian Ring. Crack the Vault or Grim Tutor. Search the library for a card, put it in your hand, shuffle, and lose 3 life. Staff of Completion. Tap, pay 1 life, destroy target permanent I own. Tap, pay 2 life, add 1 mana of any color. Tap, pay 3 life, proliferate. Tap, pay 4 life, draw a card. Pay 5 to untap. So just all about that mana. Sulphurous Springs, Mountain, Exotic Orchard, Mountain. Damnable Pact, 2 black and X. Target player draws X and loses X life. So I can do it to somebody else, draw them out, or do it to myself. Rolling Thunder, another older card from Tempest. 2 red X. Rolling Thunder deals X damage divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures or players. So can make it really big and do a lot of damage. Castle Lothwain, Mind Stone for the mana. Bajuka Bog, exile those graveyards. Dark Ritual, another mana boost. Spellbook, there it is. Swamp. Bolas' Citadel, another fun one. Look at the top card of your library. Anytime you may play the top card of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equal to its converted mana cost rather than it's paying its mana cost. So I can go crazy with life loss. Tap it, sack 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent loses 10 life. I don't really care about that. 3 black and 3 colors to cast that. Tarnished Citadel, this is another good one. Tap, add 1 mana of any color, lose 3 life. So that helps. Fellwar Stone for some more mana. Mountain, Rakdos Carnarium. Descent into Avernus. Enchantment, 1 red, 2 colors. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, and Descent into Avernus deals X damage to each player where X is the number of counters on it. So this could help, everybody give everybody treasures, but it's also dealing damage every time, every upkeep of mine. So it'll help me with Rowan. Wheel of Misfortune. This will be a fun one. Each player secretly chooses a number 0 or greater. Then all players reveal those numbers simultaneously and determine the highest and lowest numbers revealed this way. Wheel of Fortune deals damage equal to the highest number to each player who chose that number. Each player who didn't choose the lowest number discards their hand and draws 7 cards. Another way for me to lose life. Ancient Craving. Draw 3, lose 3. It's always a plus. Pyroblast. Counter target spell if it's blue, or destroy target permanent if it's blue. Hit or miss sometimes, but you never know. Underworld Breach. Each non-land card in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exile 3 other cards from your graveyard. It's for 1 and a color. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step sacrifice. So at the end of the turn it goes away, but could be good. Graven Predator Captain. 3 a black and a red for a 5/5 menace or Manache. Graven Predator Captain gets plus X plus 0, where X is the amount of life you've lost this turn. So, on point. Whenever Graven attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, you draw cards equal to that creature's power and lose life equal to that creature's toughness. So, more life loss. Fire Covenant, pay X life. Fire Covenant deals X damage divided any way you choose among any number of target creatures, where X is equal to the amount of life you pay. Effects that prevent or redirect damage cannot be used to counter this loss of life. That's just old text, but more damage. This is one of the cards that I helped me win. Shard of the Nightbringer. So I ended up tapping her, which gave me 4 mana off. So I only had to pay 4 for this. So 3 black and a 1. For a flying 8/8, it's got Drain Life. Whenever Shard of the Nightbringer enters the battlefield, if you cast it, target opponent loses half their life rounded up, and you gain life equal to the life lost this turn. So I played it and made my opponent lose. I think it was 18, and I gained 18, so that was huge. That helped. Swamp. Akum Refuge. Mizzix Mastery. Another one to just play all my spells. Exile target card that's an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, copy it, and you may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. You could also overload it for 5 red. So make that 5 red just 3 red and be done. Mountain. City Brass. I like this artwork too, the shiny full art one from Double Masters, I think. Typical, City Brass, tap, deal 1 damage to you, add 1 mana of any color. Swamp. Mana Barbs. I threw this one in kind of a little later. It was in while I was playing, but I didn't see it. Whenever any player taps a land for mana, Mana Barb deals 1 damage to him or her. So I can just tap 5 lands, take 5 damage, and then tap her, reduce everything by 5. Feed the Swarm, creature kill, or enchantment kill, and then I lose life equal to that permanent's mana cost, which, again, par for the course. Faithless Looting, draw 2, discard 2. Commune with Lava, 2 red and X. Instant. Exile the top X cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. So that could be huge. Villainous Broker of Blood. Flying, black, pay 2 life. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. So there's my draw engine right there. Hero's Downfall. Sort target creature, Planeswalker. Crick, Son of Yawgmoth. 2/2 for 4, and then 3 Phyrexian. So either 3 black or 2 life for each. So I could pay 4 mana and 6 life and cast him. Lifelink, 2/2 for each black and a cost. I may pay 2 life rather than pay that mana. And whenever you cast a black spell, he gets a 1 counter. Not a big deal, but he helps me just pay life for everything except that's not red. Commander's Fear, more mana. Temple of the False God. Necropotence. I just got this new one, the new artwork from Wilds of Eldraine. Skip your draw step. 3 black enchantment. Skip your draw step. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from the graveyard. Pay 1 life. Exile the top card of your library face down. Put the card in your hand at the beginning of your next end step. So I can just go crazy and just pick everything up. Nice, cool. Terminate. Sort target creature can't be regenerated. Glacial Chasm or Chasm. Cumulative upkeep 2 life. So whenever it comes into play, sack a land, whatever. You cannot attack. All damage dealt to you is reduced by 0, or reduced to 0. So my pay my life to keep that going and keep losing life to make everything cheaper. Chaos Warp, creature removal, maybe. Ingaruk's Wake, board wipe. Soulfire Eruption. 6 and 3 red. Sorcery. Choose any number of target creatures, planeswalkers, and or players. For each of them, exile the top card of your library. Then Soulfire Eruption deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to that permanent or player. You may play the exiled cards until the end of your next turn. Now, I don't know about this card because I have a lot of X spells, so it may not be worth it, but I haven't hit it yet, so we'll see what happens. Maybe that'll get replaced eventually. Swiftfoot Boots. Protect my commander. Reliquary Tower. Protect my hand. Apex of Power. Exile the top 7 cards of your library. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among them. If the spell was cast from your hand, add 10 mana of 1 color. And it's 7 and 3 red, so I'll easily make it 3 red. Night's Whisper. Draw 2 and lose 2. Rakdos Guildgate. Tramway Station. Swamp. Spiteful Visions. Help with drawing, but then whenever we draw a card, we lose on. This deals 1 damage to us, but we also draw an additional card. So every time it's your turn, you're taking 2 and drawing 2. So that helps. Hoarder's Greed. Another fun one. 3 and a black sorcery. You lose 2 life and draw 2 cards. Then clash with an opponent. If you win, repeat this process. Each clashing player reveals the top card of his or her library and then puts that card on the top or bottom. A player wins if his or her card has a higher converted mana cost. So that could be really big. Phyrexian Arena. Card draw and life loss. Rogue's Passage. Rakdos Charm. Exile cards. Destroy target artifact free, or each creature deals 1 damage to its controller. So that could be fun. Doom Whisper, another good one. 6/6 flying trample, 3 and 2 black. Nightmare Demon. Pay 2 life, surveil 2. So I can just go crazy with that. Kind of go through the deck. March of Reckless Joy. X and 1 red. Instant. Additional cost to cast this. You may exile any number of red spells, red cards from your hand. This is 2 less for each card exiled. Exile the top X cards of your library. You may play up to 2 of those cards until the end of your next turn. So, more card advantage. Elixir of Immortality. Gain life and shuffle my graveyard in my library. Arcane Signet. More mana. Murder. Destroy a creature outright. Doomsday. Now this is the card. So let me just go through the next ones. We got Illicit Auction. This will be a fun one. 3 and 2 red for a sorcery from Mirage. Choose target creature. Each player may bid life for control of that creature. You begin the bidding with a high bid of 0. Proceeding in turn order, each player may top the high bid. The auction ends when the high bid stands. The highest bidder loses that life and gains control of that creature. So that could be fun. Smoldering Crater. So mana. Also cycling, so I could draw. So what I ended up doing was casting Doomsday. I think I had 36 life or 39, something like that. I paid half my life. Went through my library. Took 5 cards, exiled the rest, and put the 5 cards back on top of my library in the order I wanted. So that was, I think 18, and then I had the 1 land that you do, Tarnished Citadel. I tapped for it, so that's 3. So I think it was 21. 21 damage. I tapped her. I played a Torment to Hellfire for 19, and ended up winning the game that way. I think somebody had a counterspell, but they just wanted to see it go off, so we did that. I think it was my cousin. But it was fun. This deck is definitely, it can be fast. It definitely was that time. I think it was like turn 6 or 7 that happened. So it was good though. I enjoy this deck a lot. I'll probably be mixing it up a little bit here and there. Just changing cards out and seeing what works and what doesn't. Like I said, that one corruption card may or may not work well because I have a lot of X spells, so it's not going to do a lot of damage. But you never know. It could be a good board wipe. It could be anything. I'll have to see next time we play this deck a couple times and go from there. But that is pretty much it for Rowan Scion of War. Let me guys know what you think. You guys building any commanders from Wilds of Eldraine? Did you pull any good anime cards from collector's boosters? Let me know in the comments. I will post the deck list from Archidekt. That's where most of my decks are. And yeah, check it out. Let me know. I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.